On this episode of Harvest Eating, we'll take an heirloom winter squash and make a delicious, creamy soup that's 100% vegan. Well, there it is, folks. The red curry, K-U-R-I, red curry squash, one of the most prized squashes in France, known for its nutty and chestnut-like flavor. This is an heirloom, beautiful squash. I got it from a local farmer, and these are really interesting, great flavor, but they're hard as rocks, and this is good for you homesteaders and preppers because these things store for months and months on end, no problem. Be careful when you cut it up. Does not matter what type of knife, super sharp, whatever, they're going to be hard to cut up because they are so darn hard. But it does not matter. Just get the thing cut into pieces. It's going to roast in the oven. We're going to scoop out the flesh. The piece size does not really matter. It just needs to be broken up. You're going to use a spoon and scrape out the seeds. Now, these seeds can be saved. This is an heirloom squash, so when you plant these seeds, you will get a true to type squash that comes up the next season. Very easy to do. Just take off those membranes, put the seeds on a sheet tray, and dry them in the sun. Here you see me just taking some heavy-duty foil, putting it in a roasting dish, and just get these things down there. And don't worry, you see these people, oh, you got to do it cut side down. That's great. I want it cut side up because I want some roasting effect to happen. If you've got them cut side down, they tend to steam and get soft. I've got them like this. A little bit of olive oil will go on, some salt and pepper in a hot convection oven, and you'll get some roasty flavor to make them taste even more nutty and beautiful. So crank your convection, 375. In they go. It's going to take about 40 minutes for them to get the way they need to be. In the meantime, take a nice organic carrot or two, cut them up. These are leeks, finely sliced leeks, and this is part of the spice, ginger. Now, I'll admit, you want to use about half that amount. It was a little gingery for me. Still delicious, but you could probably use a little less. That was fresh sage, and then next up is a tart Granny Smith apple to lend a little sweetness to the dish. And what I do is just shave a bit off the bottom so this thing stands up a little more straight. That way you can take your trusty coring, slicing device there. That's a firm apple. So just give it a whack like this and make sure each one of those pieces, see that one get away? Look at it. It's trying to get away. But it didn't succeed because I reached into the sink and pulled it back up, sliced it up. Now it goes into the pot in a few minutes with the skin on. I just don't want the core and the seeds in there. So skin on, no problem. So here we go with some extra virgin olive oil in a hot sauce pot. In go the leeks. You just want to start to let these cook just for a minute or two. We're going to definitely season these up, a little bit of salt and some black pepper. And again, this soup, it starts out really rustic. In the end, it'll look kind of chefy and smooth and creamy. But for this stage of the game, it does not matter really, how finely cut up these vegetables are. There goes a chunk of ginger, skin and all. Toss it in there. Carrots and 2 sage leaves. So you just want to give that a stir. In go your apples. And what you need to do now is just cover this up. And the apples have a lot of moisture in them, and you want the carrots and the apples to get a little soft. So once that cover goes on, you'll see what the apples look like. They get all mashed like that. And there's a lot of flavor in those skins, which we want to keep in there. So here is some secondary spices. Coriander and pumpkin pie spice. You put that together with the sage and the ginger, and you've got something that is floral and delicious, totally vegan as well. So here goes your roasted squash, and yeah, there's a couple of pieces of the skin on there. Not a big deal. Has flavor, has vitamins, and the Vitamix blender later on will make it super smooth. So that's veggie stock. I made that myself. Super flavorful. Very simple too. Once the soup cooks, you're going to run it through the Vitamix or any good blender, or even an immersion blender for that matter. And what you're looking for is a smooth, velvety soup. And this has no cream in it. Most of these soups like this are creamed out. This one has no cream. Bowl it up, and then I like to put in beautiful Italian style garlic croutons. And you click the link that you see there on the screen, it'll take you to a video on how I make those. Those are super delicious. And now you just want to garnish it with a little minced fresh sage. And folks, this is an awesome soup. Very, very flavorful. Again, the ginger, the coriander, the pie spice, plus the flavor of the roasted squash and a nice stock. Very enjoyable and perfectly vegan friendly. However, those croutons had a little bit of butter. So if you want to make it vegan, you just got to be careful about the croutons. That's it, folks. Thanks so much for watching the video. Please subscribe, and I would appreciate a thumbs up if you like what you see. And again, eat well and take care.